Hello beautiful people, my name is Renix and today we're going to talk about if you should pull for Xiao. I do want to point out real quickly that I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Renix and we're super friendly there, so feel free to come hang out with us. So first and foremost, Genshin Impact is a PvE game, so please play whatever gives you the most enjoyment. Even if that means you actually like playing GG DPS or something, in which case you need to actually get some help. But I'd like to give a special thanks to the people over at Xiao Mains for letting me make a video based off their guide. The information can be found in the description below. Also another thanks to my friend Flunks for sending me over clips of Xiao to be used in this video. And they say the Genshin community isn't wholesome. But anyways, let's get to what you guys really came here for, and that's me. No? Alright, let's bring in the main attraction. Let's get the easy part out of the way first, his artifacts. So Xiao's artifacts are actually pretty easy. Xiao can run any combination of 2-piece Gladiator's Finale, 2-piece Shuanamon's Revenants, and 2-piece Viridescent Venerer. Inazuma's SR and Emblem of Severed Fate domain, which is a Mojimi Dyed Court, is widely regarded as a valuable, if not most valuable artifact domain in the game, as both sets offer useful set bonuses. For that reason, many will already have strong SR artifacts available to them. A note here is that Xiao does not have a 4-piece artifact set that benefits him as much as other characters. Moving on to his weapons, Xiao can utilize some of the more niche DPS polearm options. Xiao is able to use most DPS oriented polearms to great effect. He is the only character that can fully utilize Primordial Jade Wing Spear and other more niche options such as Vortex Vanquisher, Calamity Queller, and Lithic Spear. Even the Skyward Spine and Engulfing Lightning can find value by offering Xiao comfortable ER stats for easy burst uptime. However, Xiao does not have a good free-to-play polearm option currently in the game. Xiao is yet to receive a simple, accessible free-to-play polearm option from miHoYo. Blackcliff Pole is one of the better options, and while it is a solid one, it does have a conditional passive and costs Dark Glitter. Thus, it can't be compared to other characters' free-to-play options which span from craftables to event rewards or even farmables. Furthermore, another of Xiao's 4-star polearm option, Lithic Spear, is locked behind a limited weapon banner gacha, further obstructing ease of accessibility. Favoni's Lance is a decent option on him, especially at high refinements, as you can then run Xiao without a dedicated battery support, instead opting to put more buffers and utility units on him, but this requires some level of gacha luck to obtain refinements, more team investments for sub DPSs to make up for Xiao's weaker damage, as well as investing into a non-DPS oriented sphere. Xiao does not directly compete for many popular characters such as Raiden, Kazuha, or even Bennett. Do note that while Xiao can utilize Bennett well, it's only because Bennett is so good universally, much more than the idea that Xiao has any dependence on him. Because Xiao does not compete for popular characters, it is often straightforward to run him for your second Spiral Abyss team. However, Xiao's most popular team is the well-known double Geo comp with Xiao, Jin, Zhongli, and Albedo. This is an expensive comp as it requires 4 5-star characters. Another popular Xiao team is Xiao, Sucrose, Bennett, and Zhongli. While this team only requires Zhongli for a 5-star support, it does use Bennett, who is also highly sought after. While Xiao's best team may be expensive, the beauty is that Xiao's teams are actually quite flexible in terms of making viable comps. He rarely requires any specific character to the degree that other characters might. As an example, let's take a look at Xiao's popular double Geo team. A free-to-play friendly substitute for Albedo is a Geo main character. A free-to-play friendly substitute for Jin is Xiao, or even Sucrose if you can use Zhongli's shield to sustain your team. Xiao can offer healing and comparable, even better energy. A free-to-play friendly substitute for Zhongli is Diona or Toma. Diona especially can offer healing, shields, and energy utility. Xiao is a hyper carry, so he deals a vast majority of damage in his teams. Therefore, the rest of the team mostly consists of buffers, batteries, and survivability units, most of whom can be built cheaply. This can let people dedicate their farming to Xiao and leave their optimized support and sub-DPS artifacts for other characters. 2 cons that he has with this though is that most supports do not last the entirety of Xiao's burst. Xiao's burst spans 15 seconds on field, and even longer when counting elemental scale casts and hit lag, and he cannot be swapped out of field during that time period without losing his burst. As a result, his field time extends longer than most common buffs. For example, the buffs from Thrilling Tales of Dragonslayer, 4-piece Noblesse Oblige, Bennett's burst, all run out around midway through his burst. While there are some supports whose kits can be utilized fully throughout, such as Zhongli's shield, Albedo's flower, and Geo main character's burst, there are few and far between. Also, few supports can fully take advantage of or synergize with Xiao's mobile AoE. Xiao's mobility means that he can and will run across the field in different scenarios, which would be a detriment to a number of on-field buffs that can actually follow him around, such as Bennett's field, which is rooted to a fixed spot. As such, few support units can synergize with his high mobility. We're going to go over the pros and cons of his plunges. One of the pros is that Xiao's plunges offer him a wide and mobile AoE. Xiao's plunges have a surprisingly large AoE, which can be beneficial when facing multiple mobs. This also lets him be more efficient in crowd controlling, since he can deal knockback and damage in the large area he covers. On the other hand, Xiao's single target DPS is lacking. Xiao's per plunge damage is balanced with his wide AoE in mind, so while his plunges can deal say 40k to 5 different enemies for a strong amount of total damage, against single target enemies, Xiao's overall damage output will be less impressive. In Spiral Abyss, this means that Xiao may struggle against more single target boss chambers. Xiao's plunges allow him to break or bypass the majority of shields with ease. Physical shields such as Hilichurl, Dendril, Geo shields are completely ignored by Xiao's plunges. He is also capable of breaking any Abyss Mage's shields in only a few plunges, and while Xiao himself does struggle somewhat against the shields of Abyss Heralds or Lectors, the aforementioned flexibility of his teams allow him to simply bring a dedicated shield breaker to solve this. Although Xiao's plunges can leave him vulnerable to enemy attacks during and after his plunge, what goes up must come down. Although Xiao can avoid attacks while in the air, he is completely unable to act while plunging and for a brief time once he hits the ground. If the player is less skilled or simply careless, they could plunge directly into an attack that may kill them. This is one reason Zhongli is so highly valued for Xiao, which results in Xiao having a low skill floor. The core of Xiao's gameplay revolves around simply plunging over and over again, which makes him relatively straightforward to use. That being said, Xiao's gameplay can also be more technical, such as being able to properly position his plunges, using collision damage against single target enemies, and dodging enemy attacks with plunge timing. All in all, Xiao is a pretty boy, but also a pretty straightforward character for newer players to use that can wipe out enemies with relative ease. If you ever thought to yourself, man, I want to play a character that just plunges constantly, Xiao is the man for you. As we wrap this up, I want to say thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about the game or just want people to play with, you are more than welcome to come by our Twitch stream or join our Discord. I'll see you in the next video. Take care everyone.